Hello students, welcome to this video. In this video, I will be explaining how to troubleshoot a given high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. The aim of the experiment, it includes to dismantle a given high pressure sodium vapor lamp set, to identify the parts of it, to note down the nameplate details, and to reassemble the sodium vapor lamp set, and to troubleshoot and suggest suitable remedies for the problems that occur in case of a high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. So before going to see the demonstration video of this experiment, let us see what is a sodium vapor lamp and what are the parts of it. A sodium vapor lamp is a gas discharge lamp. It gives a yellow color light. There are two types of sodium vapor lamp, a low pressure sodium vapor lamp and a high pressure sodium vapor lamp. The parts of a high pressure sodium vapor lamp set, it includes sodium vapor lamp, ballast or choke, igniter and a capacitor. This image shows a sodium vapor lamp. Inside this sodium vapor lamp, a gas discharge tube or R tube is present. There are two electrodes present at the ends of the tube. This gas discharge tube, it is enclosed in an evacuated hard glass tube of elliptical shape in order to maintain the correct temperature of the tube. This sodium vapor lamp is also coated with a phosphorus coating. Inside this discharge tube, small amount of sodium and a neon gas will be filled into it. Next, we have a ballast, choke or leak transformer. This ballast has got 4 terminals, common, 240 volt, 200 volt and igniter. Here the function of the ballast is to provide the ignition voltage that is required during starting of the gas discharge. That is, this high voltage is required to initiate the gas discharge inside the sodium vapor lamp. And also this ballast or leak transformer will going to limit the current once the sodium vapor lamp starts conducting. Next we have an igniter. This igniter has got 3 terminals. Here the function of the igniter is to provide the high voltage pulse that is required during starting of the sodium vapor lamp. That is, it provides a high voltage pulse of about 2500 kilovolt in order to initiate gas discharge inside the R tube. Next, capacitor. This capacitor, this capacitor is used to improve the power factor of the high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. Working. So before the lamp starts, the sodium is usually in the form of a solid deposited on the sides of the tube walls. So in the initial stage, when the potential is applied to the lamp, it operates as a low pressure neon lamp with pink color light. But as the lamp warms up, it vaporizes the sodium inside it and slowly it radiates out golden yellow light. And after about 10 minutes, the lamp will going to give its full output. Now the resistance of the lamp will going to decrease and the current increases, but the voltage drops, and this is controlled by the high leakage transformer provided inside the sodium vapor lamp set. So this is about working of the high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. The features of this high pressure sodium vapor lamp set, it includes this high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. It gives golden yellow color light. Its efficiency is 110 lumens per watt, and the lifespan of this lamp is 7500 hours. This high pressure sodium vapor lamp, it has a higher efficiency compared to other type of gas discharge lamps, and it has a longer life. This high pressure sodium vapor lamp, it can be used for lighting of streets, lighting of railway parks and lighting of storage yards, etc. In order to conduct this experiment, we require these materials. We need a test lamp of 230 volt and 60 watt. Then a high pressure sodium vapor lamp set is required. It includes a high pressure sodium vapor lamp, igniter, choke and a capacitor. Then we need a tester, wire cutter, screwdriver and cutting plier. Also we need connecting leads as per the requirement. This is the circuit diagram of a high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. For this circuit, a single phase 230 volt 50 Hz supply is provided. From the phase wire, it is connected to the 240 volt terminal of the choke. The common terminal of the choke is connected to the lamp holder. The other terminal of the lamp holder is connected to the neutral of the supply. To this neutral of the supply, a blue or black wire of the igniter is connected. The red wire of the igniter is connected to igniter terminal of the choke. The yellow wire of the igniter is connected to 200 volt of the choke. Then a capacitor is connected across the supply. To conduct this experiment, we need to follow the procedure as per this. First, we need to read and note down the specifications of the high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. Then we need to identify the parts of it. After identification of the parts, we need to dismantle the parts like igniter, sodium vapor lamp, then capacitor, choke from the sodium vapor lamp set. Then we need to test all the parts of the sodium vapor lamp set using test lamp for any short circuit, open circuit or for any ground fault using series test lamp. After testing the parts, we need to reassemble the sodium vapor lamp set parts in the lamp set fixture as per the circuit diagram. So here in the choke, we will choose the appropriated voltage tapping as per the supply voltage. Then after this, we need to fix the bulb in the holder. After connecting all the parts, then we are going to test the working condition of this reassembled fitting by connecting it to the main supply. Once the bulb is on, we are going to note down the time taken for the bulb to give full illumination. This table shows a troubleshooting chart of a high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. In this chart, the common problems that occur in case of a high pressure sodium vapor lamp set and the possible causes for those problems and the remedies are suggested here. First problem, lamp fails to operate. For this problem, the possible causes, it may be due to filament breaks or burns out. For this cause, we need to physically observe the lamp for any breakage in the filament or for any discoloration. Next, lamp is blackened due to sodium vapor action on the glass. For this cause also, we need to physically observe the lamp whether it is burned, to see whether it is burned out or not. Then burnt out choke windings or open circuited choke. For this, physically observe the choke and it can also be tested using series test lamp for any open circuit or short circuit. If the test lamp glows dim, we say that the choke is in good condition. If the test lamp, if it glows brighter, we say that there is a short circuit in the choke. Next, no supply. For this, we need to check the power supply using multimeter. Then open circuited igniter. For this, we need to test the continuity of the igniter. Loose connection. For this, we need to physically observe for any loose connection, or we can also check the continuity of the circuit using series test lamp or tester. Next problem, fuse blown off as soon as switched on. So for this problem, the possible causes, first one, shorted capacitor. For this, we need to measure the resistance of the capacitor using multimeter. If the resistance of the capacitor gradually increases, then we say that the capacitor is in good condition. If the resistance of the capacitor is low, we say that the capacitor is not in good condition. Next, shorted igniter. For this also we need to measure the resistance of the igniter. Of the igniter is high, we say that it is in good condition. It will be in terms of mega ohms. If it is low, we say that the igniter is not in good condition. Next, shorted phase and neutral wire in the circuit. For this, we need to check the connection physically and also we need to rectify and correct it. Next problem, the new lamp flattens. For this problem, the possible causes are: first one, incorrect choke tapping. For this, we need to measure the resistance of the choke coil using multimeter. If resistance is 0, then there will be a short circuit in the choke coil. If there is a resistance, then we say that the choke is in good condition. Loose connection. For this, we need to check for any loose connection in the circuit, or we can also test the continuity of the circuit using series test lamp. Incorrect wiring. For this, we need to check the wiring and it has to be compared with the circuit diagram. Then defective lamp. For this, we need to physically observe the lamp for any breakage in the filament or for any burned out condition. Next problem, lamp flickers. For this problem, the causes are: first one, lamp life is expired. For this, we need to physically observe the lamp. Next, low supply voltage. If there is a low supply voltage, then lamp will going to flickers. For this, we need to measure the supply voltage. Faulty lamp. For this, we need to observe the lamp. Next, lamp burns out as soon as switched on. For this problem, the possible cause, it may be due to short in the choke. For this, we need to check the choke with the series test lamp. If the test lamp glows brighter, we say that there is a short circuit in the choke. Or we can also measure the resistance of the choke using multimeter. If the resistance value is 0, then we say that there is a short circuit in the choke coil. Next problem, lamp set gives shock. For this problem, the causes are: first, grounded choke. For this, we need to check insulation between choke and the body using series test lamp. Then, grounded capacitor. For this, we need to conduct ground fault test for the capacitor using series test lamp. Then, any wire touching the frame. For this, we need to physically observe for any loose connection in the wiring, or we can also identify this fault by using series test lamp by checking the continuity, or we can also conduct a ground fault test to see whether the wire is touching the frame or not using series test lamp. If the series test lamp is in off condition, then we say that there is no loose connection or there is no wire touching the frame or body of the high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. So this is about troubleshooting of high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. So finally we can conclude that after conducting this experiment, a student will be able to identify the parts of high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. A student will be able to dismantle it, reassemble it, and will be able to test for its working condition. So this is about troubleshooting of high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. Now I am going to show the video, that is demonstration of this experiment. Thank you. Now I am going to demonstrate how to conduct troubleshooting of high pressure sodium vapor lamp. This is a high pressure sodium vapor lamp fixture. The parts of the sodium vapor lamp set, they are assembled in this high pressure sodium vapor lamp fixture.
So these are the parts. So now I am going to do testing of each part of this high pressure sodium vapor lamp fixture. So before doing testing, I will be dismantling the parts of the sodium vapor lamp set. Now I have dismantled all the parts of the high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. The specification of this high pressure sodium vapor lamp fixture is given here. Now I am going to do testing of each parts of the high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. I am going to do testing of ballast or choke using a series test lamp. The specifications of this ballast is provided here. This is a 220 or 240 volt 50 Hz choke. It is of 3.0 amperes and this can be used for a 250 watt high pressure sodium vapor lamp. The terminals of the choke is provided here. It has 4 terminals, common, 220 volt, 240 volt, then one for igniter. So depending on the supply voltage, we are going to select the voltage tappings. In this choke, the manufacturer also provided the wiring diagram of this high pressure sodium vapor lamp fixture. Now I am going to do short circuit and open circuit test for this choke. Here the test series lamp is dim. This shows that this choke is in working condition. If the series test lamp is off, we say that there is an open circuit in the choke or ballast. Now I am going to do ground test for this choke. So the series test lamp is in off condition. This shows that there is no ground fault in the body of this choke. Now I am going to measure the resistance for checking the short circuit fault in this choke using multimeter also. So here I am going to measure the resistance value of this choke. If the resistance value is 0, we say that there is a short circuit in the choke. If the multimeter shows resistance value, we say that this choke is in good condition. This is the igniter of a high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. The specifications of this igniter is provided here. Also the wiring diagram for this circuit is also provided here. This igniter, it is of 220 or 240 volt 50 Hz, and this can be used for a 70, 150, 250 and 400 watt sodium vapor lamp. For this also we are going to measure the resistance using multimeter. If the resistance is low, we say that it is not in good condition. If the resistance is high, this igniter is good. Going to test the capacitor. The specification of the capacitor is provided here. This is a 33 microfarad capacitor. This the supply voltage, it is of 250 volt and 50 Hz supply. I am going to test the resistance of this capacitor using multimeter. Here I have kept the multimeter in the mega ohm range. As you can observe here, the resistance is gradually increasing. This shows that this capacitor is in good condition. If the resistance is low, we say that this is not in good condition. Now I am going to test the capacitor using spark method. This spark shows that this capacitor is in good condition. This is a sodium vapor lamp. This is of 250 watts. So for this we need to visually observe for any break in the filament or for any broken holder. So this lamp is good. Now I have reassembled all the parts of the high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. The connections are made as per the circuit diagram. This is the circuit diagram. Here I have done the connection as per this diagram. The phase wire of the supply is connected to choke. That is, this blue wire. This blue wire is connected to 240 volts of this choke. Then the other end of the choke, that is this common, is connected to lamp holder. The other end of the lamp holder, that is the other wire from the lamp holder, this wire is connected to neutral of the supply. So this is the neutral of the supply. To this, the black wire from the igniter is connected. So this black wire of the igniter is connected to neutral of the supply. The yellow wire from the igniter is connected to 220 volt. The red wire from the igniter, that is this wire, is connected to the igniter terminal of the choke. A capacitor is connected across the supply. So this is the capacitor, this is connected across the supply. So here we have, to this terminal we have connected the supply cord. So this is the capacitor of this high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. This is the igniter and choke. To this lamp holder, now I am going to connect the sodium vapor lamp. So before going to switch on this high pressure sodium vapor lamp fixture, I am going to check the ground fault for this body of this high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. Here the series test lamp is in off condition. This shows that there is no ground fault in the body of this high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. Now I am going to do continuity test for this circuit. Now I am checking the choke. So there is a continuity here. So there is no loose connection. The circuit is okay. Now I am going to close this high pressure sodium vapor lamp fixture and I am going to check the working condition of this reassembled set. As you can observe here, at the beginning, this lamp will going to give a pink color light. This is because of the neon gas that is present inside this arc tube. You can see here there is a small arc tube inside this sodium vapor lamp. So after some time, this lamp will going to give a yellow color light. That is full brightness of the lamp will going to appear after some time. If this is not working, if the lamp doesn't glow, then we say that there is no power supply, or if there is any loose connection in the circuit, in that case this lamp will not going to glow. So this is about troubleshooting of high pressure sodium vapor lamp set. Thank you.